Thursday thinking for people that think. Does anybody remember when the slave masters, aka Democrats, back in the day, they full circle. They full circle. But you would know that if you really read and knew the history. Anyway, remember back in the day when they didn't want the slaves to learn how to read and all that other kind of stuff, but you had those that actually were taught how to read. But they didn't want you to know how to read because if you knew how to read, you would know how to reason maybe. You might know something or learn something, or you might be like, I'm learning, I know some things. Reading opens your mind, right? So isn't it telling how over the years, like in states like Oregon and all these different school districts that are run by, people that say that, we have to make everything the same. The smart kids have to be lumped in with the kids that might need a little bit more help or that are very challenged because they're not disciplined or know anything at home. So the brain dead individuals that aren't challenged and their parents don't put any type of enforcement of education into them have to be a weight or a strain on the smart kids. They got rid of, in some places, AP, gifted and talented, just different things. Failing to realize, no, we're not all looking to reach the same thing. Some of us don't want to grow. Some of us don't want to be challenged. Some of us don't want to move forward. So instead of putting the people that want to go forward in the classroom together, then you have the kids that are hampered by behavioral issues, people sitting up in the classrooms with bullies, because bullies mostly they have bullying, they might have behavior issues, but for the most part, bullies are bullies because they don't have the necessary skills to function. So to deflect from that, you know how people are ugly or funny looking and they joan on people because they want to joan on others before others start joaning on them. Deflect, right? So and I remember when Oregon did we gotta, reading and math and this, that, and the other is racist, this is racist. What they were blanketly saying to you, for the unintelligent, for the I'm so educated but you're so very ignorant, what they were saying to you was, because it's better for you not to know how to do anything, because it's easier for them to turn your children into tools of the state and to send them directly towards the jail cell. Because it's easy to get people to crash out or to commit to whatever anybody tells them when they're not reading or have any ability to think for themselves. So you smart people have actually watched your children be set up and have said nothing, done nothing, have not marched, written in. See, every time I see something insane, I'm writing somebody. But for me, being in an area that, as one person put it, highly ignorant, it doesn't go anywhere because it's me and maybe 20 some other individuals. I might be underestimating because it might be more than that they're actually writing, but I don't think so. I think if a lot of these people really knew that there's quite a number of us, well, I'm not even so sure. Because a lot of people have bought into the excuse narrative, something which, again, I've never thought I would see on a large scale because many of us weren't raised that way. We weren't allowed to make excuses. Yeah, we might be times when we might have been struggling and been ill or this, that, and the other, but our parents never fed us, for the most part, anything. They wanted us to be challenged. They made sure that we went to good schools. I know my mother and my grandparents made sure I went to good schools. As again, I told y'all before, I went to private school all my life. I started off at the church daycare where my grandfather was pastor. Then I went on to Naylor Road Private School. From there, I went to Holy Family Parochial School. Then I went to Academy in Notre Dame. So, and even aside from that, education was key. You was going to read. Activities came up in the summer or whenever. And educationally, then I had vacation Bible school, Sunday school. I mean, yeah, I was a preacher's granddaughter, but it was a time when not just preachers' granddaughters were at the church, whether their parents were thugs or not, because see, they didn't know their parents didn't want them to be thugs. Not like today. Oh, y'all want your kids to be nothing, less than, and follow behind these people that tell you that they can't read. We've been reading forever. You had people back in the 1920s and such, and even before them, that were educated, went to schools, building, entrepreneurs, all of that. The things that they cease to tell you today, like none of that happened and it's just happening now, or you still can't do it. That's to keep you back. But you all think that you're going back somewhere because of policies that are intent on trying to make you less dependent. You ain't never been forward. I'm just here to tell you the truth. You have never been forward because you've always been back. And you still looking back. All y'all know is back. How you doing? How y'all doing? Merry Christmas. All right, see you later. Y'all been back. So y'all so back that now you got Gavin Newsom that couple of months ago when he was out there telling them people and they laughed, and I was like, no, it wouldn't have been me. But first of all, he wouldn't have been talking to me because he'd have known that he had to come with some on the level of people that think. So they already know you're going to listen to their BS. So he told them you can't read. Oh, I can't read like you are. You know, in my SAT scores. What he say is SAT scores. He tried to say that the SAT scores was what? Under 1,000? Did he say they was in the low hundreds? I don't know where he said they were. I just thought that was hilarious. And that's why I started doing the joking about reading Rainbow. I was going. Because I was like, are y'all really, like, really? But y'all ain't up in arms about that. But y'all always talking about how smart you are. Yeah, I think on the low, y'all know that you really not. You might have studied a little bit or something somewhere, but you deep down, you got to know, you know you're not. Because anybody that listens to these people, that's not smart. Why would you listen to somebody tell you that you are beneath and that you're not able to rise to the occasion? So with that in mind, Gavin has found some people that are willing to step up and say, hey, no, we can't read, we can't talk either. And we don't want to talk because it's racist. See how they keep you contained? They keep you contained. So now they want you to have black English. What the heck is black English? I don't know why y'all, look at this fool in the garage. I don't know why y'all don't find that problematic or because they put black in front of it. Just because you put black in front of it doesn't mean it's something that you should do or want for your children. We already see how the literacy rate is going for everybody. Black children, white children. We already know these illegals coming over here. They are putting a strain in the classrooms because a lot of them don't know English. And then they're in the classrooms. I have cousins that are school age, so I know. They talk about it. Do y'all talk to children to know? Yeah, they talk about it, how, you know, Maria and them, you know, are in the classroom. They should be in a separate classroom, but no, they put them in the classroom. I have a friend now that's working in the school system. Same thing. Said that they got kids trying to translate for the other kids in the class, but you got to slow your class down and hold everybody else back. So now y'all want black English? I'm so glad my grandfather, you know, my grandfather always put education. I remember he told one of my sons when he was, you know, doing some lackluster performing. I'm just being honest. And he was like, boy, you a Lipscomb. See, that's when your name, it was just something We've lost that. Oh no. It's you a Jones. You gotta be a thug. You gotta be saggy. You gotta be zesty. You gotta be a baddie. All the things that you should not want to be. But yet y'all call yourselves church adjacent. What church? You how you adjacent to the church? Self-control is one of the fruits of the spirit. When you a crash out, you can't be self-control. When you running around like a city without walls, you don't have no control. So anyway, Gavin is activist. It's a problem. They have done nothing but turned out activists. And we're gonna talk about that later, because that's all key to the destruction that these people are setting forward. They can't think, so that you have to tell them constantly what to do. Have you ever noticed that the children don't really take that much initiative? Unless these children are taught and raised to take initiative, they don't take initiative on their own. It's employers, it's teachers out here doing videos, literally, all day, every day, talking about and trying to warn parents. But it's not. But the parents today, they're not parents, and the state allows that because they want to have more control over your children than you. And we've discussed that, and we've discussed the reasons why. Because they're intent on, if you're in a blue, and I'm being very specific. If you're in a blue area, they want your children. They've made that clear, and they've said that. I remember Terry McAuliffe over there in Virginia before they elected Glenn Youngkin, when the parents over there, well, a couple of them, it must have been a whole bunch of them, I don't know where they went a couple of months ago, but they was like, oh no, what you mean y'all know better than the parent? What? They weren't having no parts of that, because I was like, Virginia, what y'all gonna do? This man basically telling y'all that he can tell y'all about your kids, and he wasn't elected as governor. Now I don't know where y'all went. I don't know what the heck, oh, I know what happened. Color again. See, color is basically, y'all don't understand how damaging the whole just focusing on color is. You want to focus on being a better person. You want to focus on, if you're a Christian, for real. You want to focus on God being God and working in your life. So nobody can hold you back. How do you think that people, when they came out of slavery, was able to build businesses and get educated, send their children to school and be educated? They relied on themselves. They were working. They were self-sufficient. They had a determination. The only determination you all have today is, let me listen to what they want me to say. What they want me to do it, I'm going to do it. You're already back. You ain't never leave. And now you got the children so jacked up. They out here beating on each other, beating on adults, beating on police. But they're told they're incapable of functioning to a level where they might be successful. That's the plantation cap. That's how you keep people in place. The people that you think are your friend are not your friend. Those are not your friends. But unfortunately, it's like you're set on a course where you have to self-destruct. The only thing I can tell myself and others, get the hell away from the self-destruct determined people. Y'all talk a good game about wanting to do this, y'all X and we this. You think more highly of yourselves than you ought at this point, because when you allow people to sell you low expectations. Have you heard the term the bigotry? The soft bigotry. I don't even know if it's soft. It's the hard bigotry of low expectations. They have talked you into accepting low expectations, yet trying to elevate you in your ignorance. So that being ignorant and following behind the nonsense that they say is keeping you behind everybody. But yet you want to drag everybody down. And why is that? Why are they using you to drag people down? Because you have to have a ruling class, and then you have to have everybody else. No middle, no ability to rise unless they tell you, or because you got to do certain things like put on a dress, let somebody, as a boy play with you, let them trans your child, all that. You have to do those things. You have to let your daughters play with boys in sports even though they might not win. You have to do these things. So they're keeping a cap, which y'all think is discrimination. No, it's keeping you contained. And what form of rule does that? And that's rule. That's rule. Because when you in Christ and rely on Christ, you're free. But y'all want so much of government. Gimme. Who feeds you? And if the government feeds you, they can starve you. So, you starvation seekers, bottom, my children can't read, so all they can do is just go out here and crash out. And they making law. Why are they allowing your children to go out here and crash out? Knowing that eventually they can make a law or enforce the laws. Why are they putting your kids on ankle monitors instead of, being like, okay, you know what, we're going to get them some help now. We're going to lock them up, try to rehabilitate them and get... Knowing that the more crimes they get, they're not dumb people. And it's not helpful. It's not a good thing. And you people that play around and talk about you in the Bible should know that. You can hate me today. You can hate me tomorrow. But it's not going to change the fact that you're already back. But don't think that everybody else has to go with you. We're not. We're not. And eventually, you're going to know it.